Lots of football to get to, but let's talk some baseball right out of the gate. The Mariners rallied from 4-0 down in Miami last night in a game they eventually lost. Yeah, 6-5 in 10 innings. Chris, where do we start with this Mariners game?
Well, I mean, there's good, there's bad, there's ugly. There's a lot in this game, Paul. I'm going to tell you, getting hits with runners in scoring position continues to be just troubles for this Mariners team. And once again, Dan Wilson loves to use the word traffic. They had traffic. They just couldn't find a way to bring those runners in. Cole Young just continues to impress. We heard it on this show yesterday from Brad Adam about his thoughts about Cole Young being an all-star. He hits a home run, comes through. You mentioned Cal Raleigh. We'll get into those stats. But, Paul, for me, it goes back to not getting runs in, especially when you have the bases loaded in the sixth inning, no outs, and you can't score a run right there, Paul. That one hurts for me.
I think that's the underlying theme of this baseball team right now is this LOB, man. We're not talking about the Legion of Boom. We're talking about left on base. That's a problem with this team, Chris. It's been like that all season long, and it feels like every game or every other game, they not only leave the bases loaded once, they'll leave it open and loaded twice. And again, last night, no outs with the bases loaded in the sixth inning, and it's just tough. That is a problem they have to address if they're going to go anywhere near postseason.
I agree. The LOB, not a good thing when it comes to the Mariners. Weston Wilson, though, by the way, getting gunned down at third base in the 10th inning was the worst play of the night. In case you missed it, I'll set the scene for you. Top of the 10th inning, Wilson is at second base. You get a runner at second. Cal Raleigh at the plate, no outs. Cal hits the ground ball. It's to Weston's right side. Paul, when I was coaching baseball to 7- and 8-year-olds, we had a saying, ground ball to right, hold on tight, ground ball to right, wait for the light. Okay, I mean, you have been taught this since you were a little kid. If you're on second base, no outs, ground balls to your right side, hang on tight. Unfortunately, Wilson ran and was gunned down at third play. Here is Dan Wilson on that play.
Yeah, I mean, typically the ball to your right like that, you kind of have to freeze, but I might have read chopper. It was kind of chopped, but this infield is pretty quick and get out to the shortstop pretty quickly. But on that one, safe and sorry, and you're in scoring position. But still had some opportunities even after that to drive some runs in, just weren't able to do it.
Ground ball to the right, hold on tight. Was there some music that went with that, Chris?
No,
did you sing it or did you just say it?
I am having flashbacks to a baseball tournament in Woodinville. We were coaching the Puyallup Pilots, and my assistant coaches, two of the best coaches in the state. We have Jeff Loomis, who is now at the University of Portland, and Mark Weiss, a Hall of Famer. At least he should be a Hall of Famer. He's won state championships, multiple state titles at Puyallup High School. And I still remember we had a runner at second base in that tournament late in the game on second base, and Mark Weiss on the bucket next to me, Paul, saying, ground ball to the right, hang on tight, ground ball to the right, hang on tight. We're just throwing this into these kids. And Paul, watching that last night, I'm like, what is happening? What are we doing?
Clearly, you need therapy. You don't need a lounge chair. You need a couch. That's what you need.
I'm throwing things last night watching it.
Brother.
My wife's in there, cleaning the room, putting 16 pillows on the bed, organizing it, and I'm throwing things. She's like, what's going on? I'm like, he just ran, and he shouldn't have. That stuff should not happen, Paul. I'm sorry. We've got to learn from it, and just, it can't happen.
I mean, look, Dan Wilson, you just listened to, in a nice way, saying that Weston Wilson messed up.
Very nice way.
Yeah. Brian Wu has had his struggles on the road this season, but he turned the tide a little last night. Wu went 5 innings, gave up 9 hits, but just 3 earned runs. And when this guy takes the mound, man, it could be just really wicked, smoking stuff, and he showed signs of that last night. But man, at home, he's been great.
Yeah, Wu was a little better on the road last night, but it's still crazy, Paul. You mentioned those home versus away stats. Wu is a perfect 6-0 at home with a 2.10 ERA. A perfect 6-0 on the road, 1-6 with a 6.28 ERA. Here's Wu on how he felt during yesterday's game.
Was able to keep the team in the game, and bottom line, that's what you're always trying to do, is just give your team a chance to win. Wish we were able to do a better job than that and help us win the game, but Yeah, maybe a little bit of progress.
You have a tremendous amount of downtime now. I mean, like with all the starters and everything, like what are you going to do, like in terms of process and everything else?
Same. Just keep getting better every day. If they need me in a game, I'll say I'm ready to pitch, and if not, then just kind of stick to the same routine.
All right, a couple points there, Paul. You know, he mentioned at the end of question one it was better. I think it was better. I think he looked better on the road in that game. But question two came from Ryan Divish there from the Seattle Times asking, Woo, what are you going to do with your downtime? I mean, look at this. I mean, with this six-man rotation and the All-Star break, Woo may not pitch again until possibly the following Sunday, Paul. But I did enjoy his answer that, you know what, if you need me to throw, you know, if you need me to go on maybe this Saturday, maybe this Sunday, I'll come out and I'll pitch.
Yeah.
And that's what teams do that are fighting for wins every night, because we met this American League West may come down again to 1 or 2 games. So you can't just mail in, games right now taking place in July. You've got to go get victories. And I love the fact that Woo says, I'll be ready to throw because he's got to get plenty of rest.
Yeah, well, the thing about Woo and what was cool to hear in those comments is the fact that no one's harder on Brian Woo than Brian Woo himself. He's always tough to give himself any kind of credit at all, but to hear him say, yeah, it was a little bit better, man, that's a good thing. Because just sit there as a fan and as a human being, you want this guy to take a more positive approach to things. And he's trying to get there. But last night, at least, it was a sign that, mentally, maybe he's starting to work his way back. Give himself a break. That's the biggest thing. Give yourself a break. Quit being so hard on yourself. And there was a little bit of that last night after the game. Cole Young, Cal Raleigh both look good in this one. Cal had 2 doubles. That was only his second game this season where he's had multiple extra base hits, and his first time since April 22nd, so that's good.
Yeah, his at-bat, Paul, in the 8th inning, I'm talking about Cal Raleigh, was one of the best at-bats of the season for him. I mean, he just battled, got to a 3-2 count, and then lifted a low pitch, which he's known to do, being a very good low pitch hitter, took it to the right side for a double. I thought it was going to possibly get out of there. He is finally trending in the right direction. Last 7 games, maybe only batting .222, but still pretty good numbers here for Cal Raleigh when you look at the season. 2 doubles, a home run, 6 RBI, 2 runs scored for the season. Now he has 9 home runs. Quick question, Paul, on this one. He is the defending home run derby champ. Should he get an invite to the game? I personally hope he gets an invite, but says, no thanks, I'm heading home and resting up for 4 straight days to get healed up.
Well, he could use that as an excuse that he's going to get healed up and get some rest and get away from the game, because I think mentally it helps him to get away from the game. But, Chris, I don't – listen, the guy, I don't care if the guy won the title last year. It's about today, and he should not get an invite. You don't just bring back champs, because they won last year. No, that doesn't work with me. He's not even qualified to be in this derby this year. He's had a huge drop off. It's nothing against Cal. It's just about the level of competition. He doesn't deserve to be invited back as the defending champ. It's like the Masters champ going down there. He's 88 years old and he's going to walk around the course because he won it 38 years ago. No, you don't just get an automatic invite. There are some inconsistencies with Cal Raleigh, I'll tell you. And I think we've talked about this before. You got to protect him against himself. I think he played through some injuries early in the season, and they finally had to push him away and get this thing right, and they did. So credit to both sides on that one. But he only hits with the torpedo bat on the left side of the plate, and on the right side of the plate, he hits with a regular bat. I just think as an athlete, a pro athlete, you have to have some consistencies. I would love to talk to Cal and see what it is. He'll probably downplay it, but I think there's something there, Chris. When you're playing with one kind of bat on one side of the plate, one kind of bat on the other side, I'd like to hear big league opinions about it, because I was never a big leaguer, and I just would be interested to hear insight from the players on if that means much. But I personally think when you're batting with 2 different bats, both sides of the plate, I just think there's inconsistency there, and that hurts.
You know what I just thought about, Paul? We always are looking for show content. I just thought about a Dusty Baker deep dive into the torpedo bat. Obviously, it worked great last season. We saw the Yankees come out, use it right out of the gates. They were hitting home runs left and right. Cal Raleigh, what a season he had. But Since then, it hasn't really been showing much out there, Paul.
It's disappeared. It's disappeared. It's gone away. It was hot for several months during last season, and then people just kind of got their wits about it and say, you know what? It's not that great. I'm very comfortable with the regular bat, and Louisville still enjoying the regular bat prominence in MLB. Let's talk about the pitching on this team. Go ahead, George Kirby on the mound, and on Thursday the Mariners will go with Bryce Miller.
Yeah, it's going to be Miller and Kirby getting the run here. Taking a look at Kirby's stats: 7 wins, 7 losses. Pretty good matchup against Tyler Phillips. Jack McMullen from the Marlins radio network gave us his thoughts on the Mariners' upcoming starters.
Meyer has been such a joy to watch, and Wu has been a joy to watch from afar. The fact that the Marlins have to see Wu and Kirby and Bryce Miller, who I am falling in love with start by start, man, it's I don't want to say daunting task, but it's certainly a step up in difficulty from what the Marlins saw in Colorado and Sacramento this past week.
Well, Bryce Miller has been red hot. He could find himself, Paul, in the All-Star game. In 8 starts, Miller 4-2 with a 1.71 ERA. His whip, .665. Incredible. I think Logan Gilbert should also be an All-Star candidate. He is pitching on Saturday, so there's still a chance he could get an invite. Emerson Hancock gets to start on Sunday. We know this. Everybody that pitches on Sunday will not be pitching in an All-Star game.
Yeah, I think you bring up a great point. These guys are going to take a big break, and Brian Wu's got to sit back, and some of these guys aren't going to be pitching for a while. So it will be really interesting how things turn after the All-Star break. And, of course, trade deadline coming up. Lots to get to as this show continues into the coming weeks about who the Mariners should go after and maybe send out and as trade bait. So we'll see what happens.